Good evening. I'm not at the studio because I didn't have any transport to get there, and all sorts of terrible things happened this evening. So I am doing the recording from my house. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd of May, 2018. I have had some dinner. I have had a glass of wine. And I'm going to talk about Harry's wedding. I'm also going to talk about Harry's wedding in relation to what I saw. And then I'm going to talk about Harry's wedding in relation to how us Black people see the whole thing. And you can, if you want, join in. If you have my mobile number, you can call in. Or you can make comments. I'm actually sitting face to face, and so I will be able to see the comments. And we can talk. I can see that there are a few people who have opinions. Therefore, we can share our opinions on it. I'm very happy to be on. I should have been on the studio. And today is the one day that I had all sorts of music, love songs I was going to play and everything. But I couldn't get there, sadly. Hi, Jones. I am doing it from home today, not at the studio. Well, we all watched the royal wedding. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I watched it, and with very strong emotion actually, and I was in awe of the whole ritual and how well it was done. I was also in awe of the interjection of Black things like the choir and all of that, but we'll come to that later. The whole wedding started with all of these celebs, the who is who's, that we see in magazines and on the television, and it was really, really nice. I saw Mr. Beckham, the footballer, looking so lovely. I also saw the absolutely dark chocolate, delicious, yummy Mr. Idris Elba and his beautiful but frumpy looking sweater wearing fiancé. I mean, I thought that she could have done better, but then again, who knows? Maybe when people are not doing their modeling and they're not actually posing, but they're at a prince's wedding, they will wear Gucci. Who knows? And maybe that's their style. So, good on her, I guess. Then there were loads of actors and actresses and young princes and princesses, lords and ladies. In fact, one of the ladies who caught my eye was Princess Diana's brother, Lord Spencer's, his daughter, Lady Kitty Spencer. Oh God, she was so beautiful, wearing a very simple outfit and her hat. Sometimes simplicity does it for me. Simplicity is something that beautifies and makes something that is simple look rather gorgeous. So anyway, can I just say that I am wearing these glasses on my head because it's been on my head all day. And because I was at the mechanic and came back, I'm just looking at the thing and realized the glasses were on my head. But I'm going to leave it there because I haven't combed my hair properly and I'm not going to change it. Also, it was sunny today, which is something that is rare. So because the sun is shining and everything is lovely, I'm going to keep my dark glasses on my head. Now, the Queen and her family were there We saw the Queen. I mean, she wasn't smiling as much as she smiled at William's wedding. However, who knows? Maybe she had a headache, or maybe she was concerned about something. I don't know. Maybe there was a stone in her shoe. Who knows? So it doesn't matter if she was smiling. The point is, William is already married, and Harry was getting married on the day. Now, I need not to forget my beautiful Fergie. Fergie, since she married Prince Andrew, there was always something about her dressing. There was always something to complain about. And then suddenly I saw Fergie walking down, going towards into the chapel, and she looked absolutely beautiful. She has lost weight, or maybe that's her. I haven't seen her in the media for a long time, but she looked really snatched. Her, it was a pink and blue or something top. She looked beautiful. I was so impressed. So Fergie, good on you. She coolly walked alone to the church and seemed quite happy too. Her daughters were sitting with their daddy, Andrew, and all three of them, her two daughters and Andrew, looked quite frumpy. But Fergie was in top form, and I was very proud of her. Now, everyone who knows me knows that my love for Harry is legendary. So this actual program is to talk about Harry and then to discuss whether Meghan, our sweetheart, is really, why are people excited? Why are they saying, this is good for black people, etc.? I don't think so. My thoughts are that Harry decided, and I'm trying to be very polite here, he decided that he was going to marry a girl. He did not really think deeply about her color. And if he did, it was not in a negative way. And even if he did, he didn't want to kind of deal with her color like, let's try and correct this or something. If anyone was correcting anything about herself, it could be Meghan. I think Meghan had, she is black, she knows she's black, but that color issue is not something that she actually dwells on. If you look at her interviews in the past, she's very strong-willed, she's very opinionated, and she has her voice, which she uses. She talks about that. It's not me, I'm not saying it. She talks about that a lot. So she talks about her views. She's very, she's got opinions and she's got ideas, and all of that is good. Now, I think that if anyone was doing anything about color, it was her. People said she didn't have makeup on. She did, because she naturally has freckles. My auntie Rini had freckles, and she had it till the day she died. Freckles don't vanish. My uncle Carl has freckles, they're there. But if you put makeup on, or if you can try and do something to lessen the visibility of the freckles. So she had makeup on, and that's fine. It's not that she was really removing the freckles, but maybe she was just, she put makeup on and the freckles went. Whatever it was, there she is, and there he is. Now, one of the main things are that they incorporated her blackness into the wedding. They incorporated things that they had in common into the wedding. They had kind of done things in the way that it would make everyone that they had invited comfortable. So the ceremony was very Anglican, because that's their religion. And that's another thing I need to discuss with my people about. The ceremony was very Anglican. It was a ritual that has been going on for centuries. This is how they do it. This is a church they do it in, and they did it well. Now, but there were a lot of firsts. So they had this bishop who came in, and he went the way of these black pastors all over America, Ghana, wherever, even here in this country, we have them. You go to church and they stand there and they make very powerful speeches to get you thinking. And some of the things he said was quite punchy. He talked about love. And what got me really was when he was talking about the balm of Gilead. Now, the balm of Gilead heals the soul. That was interesting. I liked it. He talked about love. And then he talked about fire and how to control fire. The fire of love. And he talked about the fire in the airplane, fire in, the fire that is controlled, that makes you love somebody, the power, the fire of love. Yes, somebody's saying the bishop got the message across very well. Yes, his message was punchy. Maybe they don't have bishops this powerful in their wedding ceremonies, but one of the things that I know is people do not give marriage advice in this country. When people are getting married in Africa, when we're having our traditional, you're giving a good speech, you're told how to look after each other, how to love each other, how to respect each other, and how to do all these things. Now, in this country, when you go into a church to have a say, as for when you go to the registry, that's it. You go, you sign a paper, some woman says a few words, and that's that. But here, at that wedding on Saturday, the bishop gave advice. He advised them. He told them the meaning of love. And that is very important. These are things which we should start doing if we don't do them. When a person comes to say they're going to marry your person, your daughter, niece, whatever, we need to give advice. When we go into church, the church prays and gives advice and then blesses the union. So the bishop did very well. I was very impressed with that as well. And then we had the choir. The choir was beautiful. The choir sang, and it moved me. It really moved me. And I was so impressed with how they sang with feeling, with emotion. And you know something, as I was watching, I could see that all of the people there were black people, but in different hues and different color. They were not the same, just black. They were in different hairstyles, afro. There was a person hair tied. There was another straight hair. It was just beautiful. It was black people in their different, diverse looks. And it was beautiful black people standing there, singing with feeling and emotion. And that I loved it. I must let you know, get into a secret though. As I was watching, I was crying. I was shedding tears. They were tears of joy. Now, I'm not related to these people, neither Meghan or Harry. But as for Harry, he is special to me. I remember him when he was born. I remember Harry when his mother used to carry him around, just like the way we carry our children. I remember when she's playing with them in the summer, they would go to these parks. It would be shown. And then I remember when she passed away, and that was so sad when I watched Harry. And from that moment onwards, I was always watching Harry. And slowly, 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 I used to pray for Harry whenever I pray for my children. And believe me, I pray for my children a lot. So can you imagine? He was part of my prayers. And a lot of people I know since this wedding, when I talk to them, they were doing the same thing. Harry has grown up into very boisterous and very, very alert and alive, but very compassionate. All of his charities and all of he bonds with the children, he bonds with the people, his HIV charities and all of the things he does, he kind of I don't know, aligns with them, he connects with them, and that is so beautiful to see. And I think those are the pluses of Harry, and it is a plus to the way that parallel lines somehow he has come across and bonded with Meghan. Now, to discuss Meghan, first of all, she was a beautiful bride, and she came in and she walked alone. It was beautiful. She was met by Charles. I wish she had walked on her own to the altar, but fine, she was met by Charles. Somebody had to give her away, I guess. And I wish they had allowed her mother to give her away. But fine, the marriage has been done and gone. Nobody asked me a suggestion, so I do not have to give my suggestion now. It's all happened and gone. But then you come to the mother. I watched her sitting there quietly on her own. She did not utter a word. She was emotional. She dropped a few tears. You could see that, her face glistened a little bit, so you could see that there were tears in her eyes, and then the tears fell down her face. And I was wondering whether it was emotion of pride that this is my daughter and my God, she's getting married, or this is my daughter and does she know what she's getting herself into, or this is my daughter, she is independent, she has her own voice and she's going to manage it, or this is my daughter and she's met a very nice man and I hope this marriage works. Whether she was thinking of any of these and whether any of these were important at that time, only God knows. Harry was happy. He was madly in love, and it showed. His anticipation before the bride arrived in the church was obvious. It showed. And he wept as he went through the rituals and I was thinking, poor boy, these are the few moments that he is emotional and thinking about his mother. And I felt sorry and yet sad, happy at the same time. I was happy for him. He was getting married. He was doing something he wanted to do. And yet it was a little bit, it was a kind of like a strange moment, a sad moment and a happy moment, all meshed into one. But it was a beautiful wedding. It was such a beautiful wedding. And his brother looked on lovingly. And I was happy for them. It was beautiful. And as for Bishop Michael Bruce Curry, wow. All I can say is wow. He's done really well. He gave his message. He changed the tone of the wedding. The African American people too sang their own song. I don't know. Somebody said they came from East London. Somebody said they came from East somewhere. And someone says the African American, whoever they are, I am very happy that they were there. And I'm very proud that a few of them had my color. They had my cousin's color, my friend's color. They were all black. And they sang beautifully. And it was nice. Now, apart from the choir, we also had this beautiful gentleman who, the cellist, who played, at 19, he was playing like somebody who was 28 or 29. He played effortlessly. He was such a star. May God bless him, because he also added to it. When he played Ave Maria, I was thinking about my own mother, because she liked that bit of music. And I was thinking, my God, this is so beautiful. Whose child is this? These are the children that make me proud. And you know what? I'll tell you what. There are thousands of millions, billions of black people in the world. And a few of them do things that are embarrassing. A few of them upset us. We hear of them in the news. But there are a whole wave of unsung heroes, of people who people don't know about. Many people had never heard of this boy, but he played the music and it was beautiful. He played it, and he had all of these little mannerisms. I was like, what? At 19? Gosh, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And then we have Miss Markle's mother again. I keep coming back to her. She was sitting there. I mean, she's called Miss Ragland. And then she became what? Mrs. Markle. Or Miss Ragland. And, she was quiet. She had no one. To me, I don't know. If you ask me personally, I will say I was a little bit concerned as I watched her, because she didn't have a friend, a niece, a cousin, nothing. There was nobody of her color who looked like her. There was no one. So this whole wedding, whilst Harry had his family, cousins, uncles, his aunt read the first, verse, all of that, there was nobody for Meghan, on Meghan's side, apart from her mother. And I'm like, this is just not real. Is it that they asked them not to attend? Is it that they were invited and only had one invitation? Of course, we know that Meghan's father's side are some riffraffs, vagabonds, and ne'er-do-wells. So I'm not going to spend time discussing them at all. However, the Ragland side, I'm sure that they are as decent as Meghan herself, as her mother, because Meghan must have come from a good side. Everyone has a good and bad side. Everyone has a few mad relatives, a few this and a few that. But, on her side, there must have been lovely people, or one or two who would be equally proud to be sitting there. I was not on her side of the family. I'm on Harry's side. So everything I'm seeing is from her. So this Meghan side, how it's just her mother, that shocked me a little bit. And I'm still concerned about it. Even though people are saying that it's fine, she's a single mother, she's done it for the single mothers. Single mothers do go places on their own. Yes, I saw Oprah Winfrey. She was there on her own. She's not a single mother, and she's not married. So if she got an invitation for just herself, and poor Stedman was not invited, then he will have to either stay in the hotel or stay in America, whichever one. But a lot of people came with their partners. Even Meghan's co-star in Suits came with his wife. Some of them came with their babies. Serena Williams was there with her husband, baby. So they were all there. So I'm a little bit concerned. Now, if anyone has a view, they can say it. But I was concerned that there were very few, or in fact, there was no one. It was just her and her mother. And that is not good enough. I cannot believe that her mother didn't even have one friend. One. And if not, she should have advertised. I would have gone and sat there with her so that when she was crying, I would have hugged her or patted her back or a back rub or something. You know, I mean, everybody needs somebody. There's a song like that, but I can't remember who sang it, so I'm not going to spend time on that. But I think everyone needs somebody. Now, the big issue that we're going to talk about today is, why are black people claiming Meghan so much? Meghan is just like any other half, or what is it, mixed race person who is more white than black. And this mixed race girl, who is more white than black, has met our Prince Harry and she's married him. I can't see Meghan changing our life. I cannot see Meghan doing anything fascinating or anything. She's not. What is she? What are black people expecting that Meghan will do for the black race? I don't see it. She is just a girl who, in fact, when I noticed that her freckles were not on her face, I thought, another one. She is just married to this guy. She's going to fade into obscurity unless my beloved Harry does anything exciting that we're going to see them together. They're going to be there doing normal things. There's nothing going to happen. Now, yes, she had a lot of freedom before she got married. And so she had her voice, as she keeps saying, and she was voicing things out she didn't voice anything for black people. She was voicing for gender issues, for women. Now, I really will be interested to see if this lady is going to do anything more than that, if she does anything with gender at all. I am concerned. Oops, somebody said something. Was also wondering why her mom came. Yes, I'm thinking that. I do not understand it, and but coming back up to speed, one of the things that also concerns me is that we black people, especially in this country, Britain, this wonderful country, Britain, that we're in, we're having issues. We have serious issues. We've had the Windrush issue, and it is a little bit much. It was terrible. The way that they systematically, you see, black people are not very good at complaining, because black people do not complain enough to be heard. Black people they're systematically being removed from the system for years. They didn't start it now. All of this thing that we're hearing now, this Windrush issue, is when it got to a crescendo where people in Parliament themselves were affected. And so David Lammy, whose uncle or somebody had been taken away, and then a few other people had come up. A man was sick, he had cancer, he wouldn't get medication, etc., etc. That is when it became a huge issue. And because of that, now that we know, now that it's out in the open, but this was started a long time ago. So black people, our issues are deep. They are very deep. And we need to concentrate. We need to find our voice. We need to find people who have a voice to talk for us and to deal with our issues, rather than get a little bit doolally or sidetracked by Harry marrying a mixed race girl who is not really mixed race. She thinks she is more white than black. Remember this. She thinks she's more white than black. And she's allowed to think whatever she wants to be. She is more interested in gender issues. So she has a voice, and she's going to voice out if she sees something that she thinks will hold a woman back. If she sees something that will affect a gender imbalance, she's going to talk about it. So I urge you guys to think deeply about this. And in fact, the wedding has passed. It's all done. And now we can go back to our lives, and we can do whatever we want and concentrate on ourselves. Now, there's a bit of gossip I heard yesterday, and this gossip says that had Harry not been allowed to marry Meghan, Harry was planning to leave England, abandon ship, leave the royals, and go and become a recluse and deal with his charity issues outside of the royal family. So for that, I want to thank Meghan for marrying him, accepting, falling in love with him. The two of them were in love. They fidgeted like teenagers who were in love. And I loved it. I thought it was beautiful to see. And if this girl, and it's in the news somewhere, there was a huge, I think a few years ago, he admitted that he wanted to be out of the royal family. He was interviewed. So this is not gossip, although I only heard it yesterday. I thought I knew everything about Harry, but I didn't. And so he said he would have left and all of that. But because he didn't leave, and because he then stayed, and because he has found his love, and because she wants to be in the royal family, and because it looks like they're comfortable and everything's going well. If you watched, yesterday was his daddy's 70th birthday. And, you know, Harry took center stage. He was there. He was making speeches. He was, you know, it was beautiful. She was there. There was a lot of laughter and happiness and all that. Therefore, I think that my precious Harry is now married, and maybe the media will leave him they will leave him alone and let his marriage get on. And then black people will also take their eye off the Meghan ball. Take it off. Take your eye off the Meghan ball. I am not saying dislike her or anything. She's lovely. She's beautiful. She's fine. She doesn't need anyone's help at the moment. If she does, the media will help us to know. Let her just get on with her life while we deal with our serious issues that we have in this country. We do have them. We should start looking after each other. Women, there's another issue that I want to talk to you about tonight. And I want to tell you that women, especially single ladies, did you see what happened on Saturday? Yes, a single woman gave birth to her child. She was married, and then they divorced. And then she moved out and lived in her own house somewhere in Chicago or California or somewhere. She lived there quietly with her daughter. The man paid her daughter's fees. She attended good schools, though. But this woman single-handedly looked after her daughter, and the daughter has grown. Now, this daughter, regardless of those mad step brothers and sisters and all of that, she has grown and married her prince. Single mothers, I know that you are abused. I know that you are derailed. I know that people look down on you. Sometimes I know that you need to leave the marriage for your children to be able to grow. You need to leave the marriage for your children to be able to thrive. Don't take your eye off the ball. If it is education, if it is just behavior, whatever it is, communicate with your children. Help them to grow. In the end, you will be vindicated. Look at Miss Ragland, or the ex-Mrs. Markle. Her child grew, and her child is now center stage in the world. Now, maybe that is not what you wish for your child. Maybe you want your child to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a very highly paid road sweeper, a gardener. Whatever you wish for your child, communicate it, discuss it. Let your child grow. Allow your child to flourish. Single mothers. There are a lot of women in marriages who are like single mothers. There are a lot of women out there who are doing the job of mother and father, and yet they are married. There are a lot of women who need to come out of the marriage to be able to look after their children. Whatever your situation, and of course, there are widows as well. Widows are also single mothers. Whatever your situation is, whatever you are in, I urge you to strengthen yourself, gird your loins. There's an example out there. You can do it too. You can even do it better. I have never laid down and dreamt that a child of mine, niece, daughter, son, nephew, godchild, should marry into the royal family. It is not my wish. I want my children to be free. I want them to be free, but to feel that whatever corner of the earth they are, they rule it. And that is what I wish for you too. It is a prayer that we will keep praying. It is a wish that we will keep hoping for. But whatever it is that you want, it is hard work. You cannot lay there and dream of it. When you dream it, it has to happen. And even if it is for your children. So if you are single, you are a single mother, but you are single but have children, you are a single mother. And if you are single, sometimes you may have a gentleman caller. It doesn't matter what your situation is. Concentrate on your children. Grow them with love. Give them, allow them confidence. Let them be able to communicate with people around them and the world. Let us look at all the dangers that are surrounding us. Black people, we are looked at all the time. You see a black person, a white person sees a black person coming, and they are already scared of you. And you haven't done anything. You haven't said, look, me, I'm a woman, even I. When an old lady sees me coming on the road when it's just her, I think she gets scared. Meanwhile, I have no intention of doing anything to her. But you see, my color is visible. My size is visible. And maybe I don't look like them, so my smile looks like a scowl. I don't know. So can you imagine if I was a man, a boy, a teenager? Let us try and look at ourselves whilst we are out of our African zone and try and deal with ourselves in such a way that we are not a threat to these people. Let us live our lives in such a way that we can definitely make it wherever we are. Most of us are born of love. Most of us are loved. We grow up surrounded by family and friends. Some of our family members are complicated and mad. However, we love them and they love us back. Maybe we deal with that, let us that be our foundation, and let that teach us that we can forge forward gently but surely. Let us not look for people to make us validated. Let us not look out at people to validate us. Let us not think that because Meghan is married the prince, that the queen suddenly sees black people in a different light. It's not going to happen. Nothing is going to change. Nothing at all. We have to change ourselves. And that's what it is. And as for Mrs. Markle, I'm going to write her a letter and introduce myself. And I'm going to tell her that she can be my friend if she wants a friend. I'm not troublesome. She can come here to my house. We can eat some African food. We can talk about her roots. And then I can be Meghan's auntie. And then I start whispering things at her. Maybe there we will get a little bit of change. But apart from that, I don't see it. Let us stop wishing or hailing. Look, I like Obama. I really do. And Obama came and he did a lot. Sorry. He did a lot for America. On the world stage, I don't know. But he did. He changed a lot of situations for the American. He changed their finances. He tidied up America and gave it to Trump. However, a lot of black people don't see him as someone who's done anything for America because they feel that he hasn't changed their lives. America is a big place. He was the president. There were all these senators and people around. They could have done something. Us black people need to start doing things for ourselves. That is where it is. That is where the talk is. That is where the chat is. We have to do things for ourselves. And then we need help. So we need to help each other or whoever. We need to kind of look at where there's a black person doing something and then help that person to forge ahead. The minute we start doing that, our lives will change. But if one or two individuals are marrying royals or doing little things that we think is going to be big, I don't think so. Oprah Winfrey is one of the biggest people in the media at the moment, and she is so known the world over, applauded, lauded, all of it. I don't know. What has it really done for you and I? You listening and me talking. So let's think on it and let's see where we're going to go from here. Normally at this point, while I'm coughing, I would have played some music and I would have taken a glass of water or something. But as I'm at home, I'm going to have a sip of my wine and then carry on. I'm seeing a lot of messages. Okay, what's that? Ah, hello. Why, where am I? Anyway, I don't know. People have not made comments. Nobody is actually saying much. And so because of that, I don't know what your views are around, but I've given you my views. I have also sorry, all of a sudden I'm coughing. I think we opened the window when I came in from work for air to get into the house, and it's come in with a lot of pollen. So I took my medicine and I thought that by now I was covered and I could talk. Unfortunately, I am coughing now. If you have views, you can say it. You can write it in there, because you can't call me. I'm not at the studio. And because I'm not at the studio, there are no phone lines. But I'm at home. And it's so nice to be at home, though. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but it's really nice. People, I don't know. I thought maybe somebody would have something to say about the fact that Mrs. Merkel was on her own, but no one said anything. My views are, as I said before, that, you know, she can be on her own if she wants, but there was something sad about it. It's not that she was on her own and it's her choice and all of that, but there was something sad about it. Now, if she is on her own because of choice, it's still a little bit strange. Black people, or even if you are mixed race, so it means you have a black side, and the minute you're black, you have cousins, you have aunties, you have all sorts, and of course you may have the good cousin that you want to go roll with. If you don't have them, you have friends. You may have one or two friends, even if you had a spat before. You can still say, I'm going to Meghan's. Meghan, I'm sure, has a friend of yours that she loves. I loved some of my mummy's friends. They were not blood relatives, but I loved them anyway. I have loads of friends that, you know, people who I love who were my mother's friends. And so if I'm getting married, you know, Auntie Grace is going to be there. And Auntie Dorothy and all these people, if all of my blood relatives are dead. You know, I mean, so that is a whole ball game that we still don't know why. But one of the things about Meghan's mom is I think she's quiet and she's reclusive. So maybe we'll look at it that way, and maybe because of that, she has workmates, but she doesn't have actual friends, and that's all. It's allowed, but I don't know if it's healthy, because if you're on your own all the time, you're gonna be stir crazy. I don't know. So that's it. Also, I've got someone here who's saying that Meghan marrying the prince is not going to change anything for black people, and that she doesn't think her mission is in that direction. It just amazes her how people are looking for saviors in others. And this is my point. Why? People, you are putting pressure on Meghan. Leave her alone. She's just another individual. I would not expect. I have nieces who are mixed race. Now, some of my cousins are mixed race. Now, some of them are whiter. I remember the other day, I was with my cousin in Croydon Shopping Centre. And, I mean, she was calling me. And at home, I'm called sister. So she was saying, sister, come and look at. And so I think some people turn, because she was shouting, some people turn. And so they see this almost white or white looking girl calling me sister. And I'm sure they were wondering. The black people actually didn't look much, but the white people were kind of like that kind of look. You know the look that means this is strange. Yes, we saw it. We thought it was funny. We both laughed. We didn't. But you see, she is my cousin. Mine. She is my cousin. She's white and black. That's how it goes. So, yeah. Sometimes, if that cousin of mine went off and married a prince, or Prince Charles decided to fall in love with that cousin, and marry her. I'm not going to think that she marrying the prince is going to change my life suddenly, even if Charles became king and she became queen. No. They've just married. Black people, we need our saviors are within us. We need to help ourselves. Do you know, last week, did you know that Melania Trump has got kidney problems? And so she had a kidney operation in America. And it was a black man who operated on her. Did you know this? Yes. Melania was operated on by a black man. He came from Haiti. Now, I can't remember the name. I didn't write it down. I just read it in the paper. It was just an aside. However, I am mentioning it now because, one, Trump wants to get rid of black people, really. When he talks about immigration, it's just people who do not look like him are not accepted. They're animals. They're this, they're that. He says all these things freely. And the Bible Belt, the Christians in America, they lap it up. They agree with him. Yes, these are the Christians. Now, when it's like that, you kind of wonder when a black person saves you, or when you have an operation and it is a black person who did it, what then happens? Are you grateful? Or are you thinking, well, yeah, he's got a job? Or are you thinking, oh, suddenly you see black people in a different light? No, I don't think he's even grateful. Trust me on that. It's happened. We know who did it. He's been helped. But life goes on. He will still lynch, kill, kick, throw a black person out of his sight if he can. That's how it is. This is why I think that if we are looking for people to be our saviors, it's not going to work. We have to create our own. I've actually got, I've just seen a message from Genevieve, and she says, Meghan's mom was so lonely at the wedding and it was obvious. I felt sorry for her. Perhaps she couldn't find anyone to accompany her. Sad if that was the case. Yeah. I think so. I don't think there is anything sinister or anything, preconceived, or maybe they said don't bring anyone or any of that. I just feel that maybe she's a lonely person. And maybe that's why. Someone else is saying, I felt sad seeing her. Yeah. It's so sad. I mean, this is something that maybe years down the line, or maybe in a few months' time, or even a few weeks, we will get to know what the reason was for her being on her own. Maybe to, I don't want to say, but it could be that, this is a calculated career move for Meghan, and therefore they don't want disturbances and nobody else should come in and get involved in this whole thing. So fine, that's also good. Whatever the situation is, this is their choice. And the fact that, Harry's in love, it's a good thing. And I want him to be in love. And I'm happy that he is. It was a beautiful wedding. Black people, I assure you that we cannot and shouldn't think that something grand is going to happen for any black person. No. Meghan may, and even that is a may. She may carry on with her gender issue, gender talking, voicing the voice of the lone and, silent female. But it could be any color. She could even be talking for the Chinese, for all you know. She could be talking for the Asian population, South, East, wherever. She's not necessarily going to talk for the black female. She's just talking for the female. So that is her interest. That is where her interest lies. And that's what she's been doing for years now. Apart from speaking for herself. When she was 11, she wrote something that she didn't like. It was a gender issue anyway. So there you go. I mean, that's how it's going to be. People, I've been speaking for, I don't know, is it 45 minutes? No music break? Okay, I do have some break. Yes, here. That's my break. I'm telling you, by the time I finish, I'll be drunk. Charlene says, I felt sad. Oh, gosh. Just about to read it. She said, I felt sad seeing Meghan's mom all by herself on her daughter's big day. Black people have extended family and non-blood related extended family as well. So I felt like something wasn't right. I am not hating, just saying, no, you're not. I'm saying the same thing too. It happens all the time. Everyone has family. We all have family. We have the good, the bad, the complicated, the ugly, the beautiful, the this, the that. We have family. You feel comfortable in your family. You fight with family. You patch up with family. We box and cocks. And that is what makes us different. That is why even when we are maltreated and all of that, we still have family. We have somebody to hug. We have somebody to laugh with. We share our deepest secrets with members of our family. We are more adjusted mentally because of family. A survey was done, and people who have family and friends live longer. It's not exercise, it's not diet, it's not vegetables, it's not this vegetarian fast to keep coming and going. No, it is interaction with other people at all times. That is what gives you that thing of feeling. You know, there is a chemical that comes into your brain and into your body when you feel loved, or when you feel heard, or when you feel appreciated, or when you feel like you have a friend. Yes. And that serotonin, or whatever it is, I've forgotten it. It's not in, I haven't done research on that. But that feeling, that good feeling that you feel when all of these things that I've mentioned happen to you, it gives you longevity and you live longer. So if you don't need many friends either, you don't need a lot of family, you just need a few, just the people, somebody to depend on, somebody to talk to, somebody to smile with, somebody to gossip with. Can you imagine me at that wedding? I'm gossiping now. I've just gossiped. We've talked about that awful dress that Idris Elba's girlfriend was wearing. That girl is quite beautiful. She is very pretty, but that dress, it was a cardigan, a sweater of some sort. And it had the Gucci. You see, sometimes to be classy, you don't need the label. You can wear it. We all know it is a Gucci, but it doesn't have to have that sign on. You know, I have a Gucci bag, you know, but the sign is very little. And it's there somewhere, tucked somewhere on the side. And I love it because it's just a nice, simple black bag, but it is. And I've had it for 20 years. Yes. Good quality bag. I paid top dollar for it. And it's there. And, you know, so this whole thing about having the Gucci label everywhere, you're walking 10 miles down the road, everybody can see it. That was something else. Idris, you have to do something about this. If you do watch this, yeah, advise yourself. But the girl is fine. I'm not saying get rid of her. Just, you know, give her a stylist, a good stylist or something. I have a lot of friends who are good stylists. Somebody is saying it was Gucci overload. Yeah, Gucci overload. That's what it was. People, I must go now because it's almost 10 o'clock and I've been on. I started before 9 and I'm tired and I'm a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't know if you've had dinner. I have had dinner, but I'm also going to have ice cream just for shaggy reasons. And then it's been lovely though. It's a bit freer talking to you like this. It's very strange. I've never done this before, and I never thought I could do it. This is my first time that I've sat in my own house and actually spoken on on Facebook. But I've actually enjoyed it, and I may do it again if I have something to talk about, but I really should be talking on the radio station. People, if you enjoyed this show, I am very grateful. I will do it again. If you want me to do it again, you can tell me. Next time when you come on, you can make as many comments as you like, because I will read them out. Thank you, Sister Emily. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I've seen a Joyce come up. Hello, Joycey. I gotta go now. But yeah, cheers. And I hope you have wine with your dinner. If you don't, then have something nice with your dinner. And much love. And let us stay happy. The message sometimes I want to give is, let us try and be happy, because you know what? You create your own happiness. There's a lot of sadness. And as I'm talking to you now, I've seen a bill, and that bill just vexed me. But I've put it aside. I will pay it when I get some money. Create happiness. Don't let things, as they say in Ghana, Jane Sunny, issues of the world, don't let them weigh you down. Don't let the buggers get you down. Enjoy. Be happy. Play music. Do things that will give you life and would give you enjoyment, inner enjoyment. I am beginning to have a lot of inner enjoyment and inner peace, and it makes me smile. I smile on the train. I smile on the bus. Smile while I'm sitting at work. I am grateful that I even have a job, so I smile sometimes. So people, even though I keep saying I have to go and I haven't gone yet, I am going now. It is 6 minutes to 10 o'clock and I got to go. So we'll do this again, and next time I will tag people so that we do it again. Thank you very much for being here. It's like you were in my house. That's what it feels like. So I had some guests in my house and we chatted and chatted and chatted. Bye bye, all.